Hello again. Today we continue our currency videos and we have Korean won notes in front of us today. And as usual, go through the values and how they look and compare them to some other currencies. So as you can see, Korean won notes have faces on one side, and then on the other side, they have some art here. Let's flip them over. And let's talk about who's on the faces of the bills first. These are all really kind of important people in the history of Korea. And originally, there was no 50,000 won note. It's the most recent note that's been printed. Before, the biggest one was 10,000 won. And if you had to make some big purchases in cash, let's say you went to Costco, you'd have to bring whole big stacks of these with you. The 50,000 won note, again, is quite new compared to the other ones. Let's start with the Chunwon note, the 1,000 won note. This one has Taege on the front, and his name you can kind of see right there at the bottom. His actual name was Yi Wang, but he went by Taege. And if you recognize that from somewhere else, a taekwondo pattern is also named after him. So he was a Confucian scholar, very famous, and that's why he got his face on the money. So you can actually see his name and the years he lived, like very small print there at the bottom of the bill. Really hard to see, kind of on the camera, but it's there. And it's about $1. The next one here, also a very famous scholar. His name he went by was Yugok, also the name of a taekwondo form or pattern. And his actual name was Yi or Yi, and you can see his years he lived way down there in the tiny font. 5,000 won or ochonwon in Korean is worth about $5. And then, of course, the very famous king who invented Hangul. His name's King Sejong or Sejong Daewang. And you can see his date he was alive down there too in the very tiny font. And 10,000 won is about $10, manwon. And then the most recent bill here, you can see is the only female, and 50,000 won or manwon is worth about $50. And teeny tiny, again, font down there. Let's see if it'll focus for us today. Really hard to focus because it's so tiny, but her pen name is on the bill. Let me just read it for you. It's Shin Saim-dang, and she's actually the mother of one of these guys over here. I believe it is... Oh, I believe it's Yogok's mother. So she was a writer, also famous in the history of Korea. These two Confucian scholars, and then, of course, the inventor of Hangul and, at one time, King of Korea, King Sejong. And yeah, you can actually see Hangul right here. So let's compare them in size to some other common currencies. Let's take, for example, if you remember the yen, and as you can see, let's take a flatter bill. These are about worth similar in value, but as you can see, the 1,000 yen note is taller than the 10,000 won bill here. But you can see as compared to the dollar as well, it is it's actually slightly longer than the 10,000 won note, but I believe it is shorter, shorter than the 50,000 won note here. Let's compare size to the dollar. A little longer, and actually all of the Korean notes have different lengths, so they're easy to tell apart if you're not able to see them for, like, say, the visually impaired. So you can see their height difference there. Let's line them up in value so you can check them out. Line them up nicely. So there we go. Compared to the US dollar. And yeah, it's pretty handy to have them all different heights here. Easy to figure out what bill you have just by their length. They are all the same height, however, so to tell the difference, you'd have to look at their length here, and you can see different colors and their different lengths. So just another currency here showing you the differences, and I think I'll be able to do a couple more of these depending on maybe where I travel or what I have on me. Of course, as with all notes, there are some security features. You can see the metal or the fancy kind of shiny ribboning, and these shiny stamps through all the bills. There are also watermarks, which you can kind of make out on camera right there and right there. In comparison to, like, say, the yen or dollar, I'd say this feels more comparable to like a dollar than the yen. The yen, the inking is kind of different, and the feel obviously different because of the size. But in general, do people carry around a lot of cash in Korea? No, not anymore. As you can see, it's issued by the Bank of Korea here. And yeah, Korea's trying to go pretty cashless as well. But you'll still find cash used for maybe tiny purchases or at traditional markets. A lot of times only cash is accepted. But even some places, people will have the mobile card readers with them. You order delivery food, you can pay with card, no problem. But as Korea moves cashless, people aren't using that much cash anymore. They may keep some just for emergencies, or they may keep some just in case, but a lot of people actually don't like carrying cash. If you need to transfer money to someone, or let's say you're like splitting a bill, it's really easy to transfer money to and from one another in Korea through a variety of apps or your banking app. So these days, cash is less common in Korea, but it is quite colorful, and people do carry a little bit around with them normally just for emergency situations. But otherwise, it's all done via your card or via your NFC in your phone or via an app on your phone. So, yeah, just another currency for you. I will continue to make these videos as I have different currencies to show you, obviously. And please like and subscribe if you would like to see more videos like this. And we will see you next time. Thank you very much.